Welcome back to Animated Chaos. I'm Chai.
I'm Kyle.
And this is just going to be a bunch of randomness.
Oh, we're going off topic left and right because we don't know what we're going to talk about today.
No, and that's the point of it. We're called Chaos for a reason, so welcome.
Hi.
Listen, another thing that you need to understand is random thought.
We're gonna have a lot of this today, and I'm okay with this.
Yeah, random thought is one thing for certain is when you have people's like, it could be family, friends, whatever, acquaintances that you haven't seen in years, and then they come to you. Do you remember me? Does it look like I remember you? I'm not trying to be rude. I just generally do not know who you are. Oh, I held you when you were a baby. Okay, baby.
That means nothing.
Have I seen you since then?
Right.
No, I have not. So therefore, I do not know you.
And you're expecting me to remember from when I was a baby? I have a memory from when I was 3 years old on my birthday. That's my oldest memory, and then everything else is a blank up until about like 7, 8.
I don't really remember. I remember a lot of stuff when I was a kid, but I don't remember a lot either, if that makes sense. Like, I remember certain things, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if that's a memory or there's something that someone told me, and now I've just regressed and thinking that that's actual memory and not just someone told me this happened. And now I'm putting it in my POV as if that's actually what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that is actually what I remember. I do remember, it probably can contribute to my bad eyesight, that when I was a kid, this is the 90s. Okay. So you have to understand some things were just like, let your kids go.
Oh, yeah.
And they will come back.
Yeah. They're not going to run away and they're not going to get kidnapped.
Yeah. At least not in my neighborhood anyway.
Not in my neighborhood.
Crazy
either.
enough, I say that in my little podunk town. There was a guy that lived next to us. One night I woke up. He was friends with my brothers. I woke up to a bunch of police and SWAT. And I was looking out the window. Turns out he had committed a murder.
Oh, wow.
So that was interesting to find out about. And I was like, this dude has been in my house. So I was like, oh, luckily he liked my brothers. So we were fine.
And apparently liked you enough to not murder you. So
yeah, like we were fine. I didn't hang out with him enough like that. It was just, he was with my brothers. But I saw him when he come over to the house.
That's frightening.
That was that. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like all these cops. Because again, nothing really happened like that, at least where we were. So to see that, I was like, what's going on over there? And then my brother told me what it was. And I went, that crazy person's been in our house.
Ooh.
Like he's been in our house. Like you were friends with him. Like that's why you sometimes, sometimes you have to just be nice to everybody. Because you never know. You never know. And he clearly was not wrapped tight. Okay. But I digress. Back to the original story. Is the reason why my eyesight, I'm pretty sure, is bad is one, I didn't like wearing glasses. I would always break them. So that's why I have to wear these type with the plastic around it because it's harder to break.
I considered getting some of those when I was getting.
Yeah, I don't like those. I break them. Not on purpose.
I sleep on these, and so these are wonked. So like they sit like this on my face right now. It's really bad. I
can't do those. I broke them. Now, granted, I did it on purpose when I was a kid. I didn't want to wear glasses. Wow. But then when I stopped doing it on purpose, they were just breaking. So I was like, I'm generally trying to be a good person, good kid, and not break my glasses. I had a drawer full of broken glasses. But no, the reason why I have to do plastic ones is because I break those. I can't do those.
I would think I could break them.
These?
Yes.
No, I break those. I literally would do that and break them. I didn't like wearing glasses, but it was always like the frame, the one that would break. But when I would stop trying to break them, they were still breaking. So for a long time, I didn't wear glasses. And then, I accidentally, it really was an accident. It really was an accident. I sprayed Fabreezed in my eyes.
What?
And it was an accident.
What the fuck?
It wasn't the one that was like this, that we didn't have that one. It was the spray.
Right.
So it wasn't really Fabreezed. At the time, it was just the regular air freshener.
Okay.
One, it was an accident. I didn't know I was pointing the nozzle towards myself. And when I pushed the button, I went, and then took off running and went outside and put myself in the car and fell asleep. It was hot. It was summer. How did I survive that? I don't know. No one even knew I did it. Like I didn't tell nobody. I literally sprayed myself, ran away, got into our car, closed the door, and took a nap. I woke up sweaty and just got out of the car. It was, compared to inside the car and outside, it was cooler, and went back inside.
Well, back then, even during the summertime, it never really felt like it got quite as hot as it does now.
Now, yeah, true.
Like, but you can go outside during the summertime around here, and it's 100 degrees every day, and you're baking alive. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, like, sometimes the summer didn't get hit higher than like 85, and you're like, okay, this is not so bad.
Yeah, but it's bad when you're in a car.
Yeah,
and the sun's
it's
beaming
definitely
on
bad
you,
when you're in a car.
and you fall asleep.
Yeah, I don't know how you manage that one.
I literally didn't tell nobody. I did not tell. I literally. Okay. I literally sprayed myself in the face, ran outside, got into our car, closed the door. I think the windows had to be cracked, or else I would have suffocated. They had to have been cracked. Closed the door, and since I was crying, like I was trying to get the water to like flush my eyes out instead of just using water. I just thought just cry and flush your eyes out that way.
I mean, it works. You have saline in your eyes.
Yeah, so that's what I did, and then I took a nap, and then I woke up and I could still see. So I was like, okay, thank you. Like I was like, oh, thank you. And I got out of the car and went back inside. And the reason why I say this is the 90s and parents didn't really worry too hard that we would come back is the fact that I don't think anyone came looking for me. And I know I was gone for a cool minute. Granted, yes, I know I was just in the backyard in the car. That doesn't matter. I don't think no one came looking for me because no one came up. I literally just woke up myself, went back into the house like nothing happened, and continued on with my day.
Well, I mean, when our parents were kids, literally the rule was go outside and come back by the time the street lights come on. Like,
yeah,
that was the thing. That was real. People think in the current generation that was not real. That was real. That was the thing. And it continued all the way up through into like the 80s. And it only became more of an issue around the 90s or so when it seemed like violence started to really just ramp up like crazy. But it used to be literally go outside, go play, go whatever.
Don't come back in the house.
Don't come back in this house. Come home for dinner. Come home by the time the lights turn on. That's all we ask. And then it used to also be literally at the end of broadcasts on televisions, because it used to be that there was an end of broadcast and it didn't just run all the time. Literally at 10 p.m., a thing would air on like the news channel. Would be like, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your kids are?
I remember that commercial.
That was literally the thing they played daily because that was just the world we lived in.
Granted, at that time, though, I was seeing it like in an old video, and I was like, "Oh, that seems funny."
Yeah.
I was like, "Did they really do that?" So yeah.
That was a real thing. That was a thing all the way up from.
Because they put it. I think they sometimes in those oldie movies, so they put that running in there. Do you know where your kids are?
I think that started in like the 50s, and it ran all the way up through at least the 80s, if not the early 90s.
Yeah, so like some period shows that you see or movies, they might have that in them. Cause I feel like that's where I saw it at. I don't remember which movie it was.
Well, there wasn't that much worry, and then
I did see that broadcast.
It wasn't that much of a worry, and yes, a few really bad things did happen. There were a few like murders throughout that time frame, kidnappings and stuff like that. But it was so few and far between that there wasn't constant worry like there is today.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just kind of missed that time. Kind of not the dumb spray myself in the face with air freshener, but yeah, it's crazy because I'm pretty sure no one came looking for me. I know I didn't have phones back then, so don't know what the time was, but I know I was out in that car and took a good nap. Because when I woke up, I was sweaty, and I went inside, and I think I grabbed something to drink, and I continued on what I was doing before I freaking tried to blind myself. And then I started wearing my glasses for real. When I was sitting in class and I couldn't see the board, and I was doing the squinting thing. And I had to move closer to see the board. And I was like, well, shoot. And then you don't realize how blind you are until you get glasses.
I didn't want to wear my glasses when I first had to start wearing them in first grade either. I was just like, I really don't want to wear this. I refused. Even though I had them, I was like, I'm not putting these on. I don't want to wear them. I don't want to look like a dork. I don't want to look like a nerd.
That's why I said I broke mine. I didn't want to wear them.
I didn't break mine. I just set them off to the side and said, I'm not wearing these. And then my vision continually got worse. And it went from, okay, you have to wear these periodically to, well, congratulations, you're blind as a bat. Good luck with your life.
Yeah, no, but you don't realize how bad your vision is until you get glasses. Like the trees look so much more vibrant and clear and not like a mosaic painting. When I wear my glasses, I was just like, oh, this is what it is. But here's the thing. The reason why I didn't like wearing the glasses is because they made me sleepy, like drowsy, like I was like this all the time. And so that is the main reason why I didn't like wearing my glasses. And then my mom could tell me like, you have to wear them so your eyes can get used to it, and then that will stop. I never waited for that to stop. It's just the minute I was wearing them and I felt like I was getting a headache and just like I couldn't even keep my eyes open for nothing, I didn't want to wear them. So that is really the main reason. It wasn't just like, oh, I want to look this type of way. It was I can't keep my eyes open and I just want to go to sleep.
I worried about what everyone thought all the time. Even then, when I was like 5 or 6 years old, I was like, no, I'm going to look like a geek. I'm going to look like a nerd, because that's what you saw on children's television. Anyone who wore glasses, they were stereotyped into this nerd stereotype, and you didn't want to be the nerd. Of course, not everyone's a nerd, and it doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah.
Everyone is a geek and a nerd for something.
I don't think
even if they don't want to admit to it, they are.
It's always crazy when you talk about like childhood, because like that wasn't my thought process. It was just, I can't keep my eyes open, therefore I cannot go outside and play, and you're trying to trick me to take naps. Like, that's, if I wanted to take a nap, I would put my glasses on, because I knew eventually my eyes would just close. And that's another reason why my glasses was crooked, because I would fall asleep with them.
Mm-hmm.
I still have that issue now.
Me too. That's why mine are crooked, is all get out. I keep falling asleep with them.
So I'm trying to do better by that. But yeah, no, just be safe out there. Wear your glasses so your eyes don't get too effed up. 420, like I said, is next month. Be safe out there with your plugs and everything else that y'all go and get your stuff at, if you don't go into an actual dispensary to get them. And safe driving, because you may encounter someone who might have the same temper as me, but don't give a flying flick. Okay.
Yeah.
And they may actually do something. So please be careful. Y'all really need to be careful out there driving. But no, that's my rant for the moment, because that's what's been bothering me. Because I really am trying to do better. I'm trying to do better with the cursing. I'm trying to do better with a lot of things.
I just don't talk, so I do better with my cursing by default of not talking.
Yeah. But sometimes that's the only best outlet to get it out.
It is, in my opinion, the best outlet. It's better than drinking and doing drugs, because you're going to fuck your body up with that, compared to cursing, where sometimes you can just relieve the stress with a good cursing.
It really does. It really does help. It relieves stress. But here's my thing. Everything in moderation.
Yeah. The words lose their impact if you use them too often.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm of the opinion where curse words shouldn't be stereotyped into being bad all the time anyway. Like, I get that they sound worse than they are.
I mean, just because somebody cusses doesn't mean that they're not smart.
Yeah.
A lot of people think, oh, you cuss so much, that means that you're illiterate or something like that. No. That has nothing to do with it. I got my point across to you, didn't I?
We're college educated. We as smart people, we have our things that we like to say.
It's called code switching, for those of you who don't know. I can code switch very, very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
But I can get my point across regardless. Because you understood what I said.
I can be very professional and sound absolutely phenomenal. And then I can hang out with my best friends just in the most laid back, junkiest state, and we can just cuss out like there's no tomorrow and not give a flying fuck, and there you go.